Listen carefully, God says, your mother is about to die because of your this mistake, and I have come to warn you before it is too late. The air around her is growing thin, the light in her body flickers like a candle in the wind, and the very threads that hold her life together tremble in my sight. This is not punishment, child, it is consequence. It is the ripple of what you have done, the unseen wound your action caused in the spirit. You did not realize that your mistake reached beyond yourself, that it reached into her life, her health, her very breath. I watched the moment you made that choice, the one you thought was small, harmless, private. You didn't know it opened a spiritual door. A door where pain walked in, where darkness crept silently toward your house, where a curse began to form like smoke around your mother's body. I am not speaking in mystery, I am telling you truth. You carry the power to destroy, and you carry the power to heal. And now, your mother's heartbeat is tied to your obedience. She has prayed for you more times than you will ever know. When you were lost, she cried to me. When you were cold, she covered you with her faith. When others gave up on you, she whispered your name before me in the night. I heard her. Every tear she shed was a seed planted in my garden of mercy. But lately, her prayers have weakened, not because she stopped believing, but because the weight on her soul has grown heavy. The weight that came from your mistake. You did something that shifted the energy around her life. Maybe you spoke in anger. Maybe you walked away from your faith. Maybe you brought darkness into your home through your words, your actions, or the people you allowed near you. Whatever it was, it opened a door that should never have been opened. And now the shadow of death stands by her side, whispering lies, draining her strength. But I have come to give you a chance, one final chance, to close that door before she is taken. Do you feel the chill that runs through your heart as you hear these words? That is my spirit confirming truth to you. I am not speaking in riddles. I am calling you to repentance. You must turn your heart back to me now, this very moment. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Because every second that passes, the darkness grows stronger. Every breath she takes becomes a battle. Child, you have no idea how much your mother has endured. You have no idea how much she carried silently while you drifted away. Her pain has been invisible, but I have seen every part of it. I have watched her body weaken while her faith tried to stay strong. I have seen her hide her fear behind her smile, just to keep you from worrying. But her spirit cries to me now, her soul cries for rescue. And I am answering that cry through this message. This is not just a warning, this is mercy. I am giving you the power to rewrite this story. You can save her life, but you must act with humility, with tears, with surrender. You must pray, not like you used to, not with empty words, but with your whole heart. I will teach you what to say, but first you must understand what you have done. Your mistake was not just an act, it was a vibration in the spiritual realm. You may think it was just anger, disobedience, or carelessness. But in the spirit world, your mistake sent out a call, a sound that invited darkness near. And that darkness did not attack you, it went for the one who loves you most. Because the enemy knows he cannot destroy you easily, so he tries to break you through her. Through your mother. through her pain, through her sickness, through the slow fading of her life. I am the Lord who gives life, and I desire that she lives. But I will not force my will, I require your repentance. You must come before me with truth. You must kneel and say, Father, forgive me, for I have sinned against you and against her. You must confess that you opened a door through your words, your actions, or your silence. And when you confess, I will move. My light will enter her body. My power will reverse what has begun. You don't need 1,000 prayers. You don't need a temple. You need one honest cry, from your heart. One cry that reaches heaven. Because I am listening right now. I am closer to you than your breath. My angels stand beside your house, waiting for your surrender. The sickness she feels is not only physical. It is spiritual. Her body is reacting to the imbalance caused by your disconnection from me. When you turned away from your faith, you broke a covering. You may not see it, but in the unseen realm, that covering protected your whole family. The moment you began to walk in darkness, even through a single act, the covering tore. And now, your mother is exposed. But I can restore it if you return. You ask, Lord, what was my mistake? I say to you, you already know. It has been echoing in your conscience. It has been troubling your sleep. It's that thing you kept justifying, that act you refused to confront, that sin you called small. That is the root. It is not about punishment, it is about spiritual alignment. What you do affects those connected to you by love and blood. Your actions ripple through your family. That is the mystery of spiritual law. And now, the only way to stop what has begun is to humble yourself before me. You cannot save her through worry, through fear, through guilt. You can only save her through obedience. Through prayer. Through surrender. Say the words I am about to teach you, but do not say them with your lips alone. Say them from your heart, and I will hear. Say, Father, I return to you. Forgive me for my mistake. Forgive me for the pain I brought into my mother's life. Close every door I opened through my actions, through my anger, through my rebellion. I plead the blood of your mercy over her life. Do not take her yet, Lord. Give her more time. Let her live to see the fruit of her prayers. Heal her body. Break the shadow of death around her. In the name of your power, I speak life into her soul. When you speak this prayer, I will begin to move. The chains that wrap around her life will begin to loosen. The shadow will tremble. You will feel warmth flow through you, that is my spirit. You will feel tears, that is your cleansing. And you will know that I am near. But I warn you, child, this is not a moment for half-hearted repentance. If you pray and then return to the same path that caused this, the consequence will return even stronger. You must change. You must walk in light. You must cut ties with what brought darkness into your life. There are people, places, and habits that you must leave behind now. Because they are draining you and destroying the ones who love you. I am not just trying to save her body, I am trying to save your soul. Her dying body is a sign to awaken you, to call you back to your purpose, to remind you that your choices carry eternal weight. You cannot walk both in light and in darkness. You must choose. And if you choose me, I will restore everything that was dying in your life, including her. You may think it's too late, but it's not. I am the God of restoration. I am the one who calls life out of graves. I am the one who turns death into testimony. But you must believe. You must surrender. Right now, as you hear my words, my angels are near your mother. They are holding her as her strength flickers. They are waiting for your cry of repentance. Your voice will unlock her healing. Because when you change, the curse will break. When you kneel, heaven will stand. I love you, child. Do not see this as anger, this is love. Love that corrects. Love that warns. Love that still believes you can turn around. You were chosen for more than this. You were not meant to destroy through your mistakes, you were meant to protect through your prayers. I am calling you back to your place of power. Back to your faith. Back to me. Her life depends on what you do next. Will you pray? Will you humble yourself? Will you cry out before it is too late? This is not about fear, it is about awakening. Because time is running out, and mercy is still open. Now go into silence, fall to your knees, and pray as I have taught you. Because tonight, heaven is listening. When you speak that prayer with sincerity, heaven begins to move like a river breaking through stone. I hear it before your lips even finish the words. I feel the tremor in your heart as you realize this is not just a moment, it is a turning point. Do you feel that stillness that comes after the tears? That silence wrapping around your chest, that gentle warmth that spreads from your heart outward? That is me. That is my presence filling the space you once left empty with regret. I come quickly when you call in truth. I come not as a judge, but as a healer. And I stand now between your mother and the spirit of death that has been circling her. The moment you bowed, something shifted in the unseen world. The darkness that clung to her chest began to peel away. The heaviness that made her body ache began to lift. I saw her spirit turn toward the light again. For the first time in many nights, she breathed without fear. It is not finished yet, but it has begun. You must understand how powerful repentance truly is. Every time you humble yourself, you build a bridge between my mercy and the one you love. Every time you cry out from the depths of your soul, angels are dispatched. They do not delay. They rush to the sound of humility. And now, they stand beside her bed, whispering life into her body, fanning the dying flame of her strength. But listen carefully, child. The healing I bring is not only for her flesh. It begins in the spirit. Your mother's body is a vessel, but her soul has been wounded too, wounded by worry, by fear, by the pain she carried from you. I am mending that first. Because when the heart is healed, the body follows. Right now, in the quiet of her soul, I am reminding her of my promises. I am touching memories she forgot, the prayers she whispered years ago when you were small, the nights she stayed awake praying that you would find your way back to me. I am showing her that her prayers were never wasted. They were stored like light in my chambers, waiting for this very moment. And now they are being released. The air around her is changing. The room that felt cold begins to warm. The unseen heaviness that used to sit near her bed has been driven away. My light floods the corners where shadows hid. And as you pray, as your heart softens, I weave a thread of life between you and her, a divine connection that darkness cannot sever. But I must tell you, this healing is a covenant. It is not a one-time rescue. You must keep your heart pure if you want her to live long. You must protect what I am restoring. Because the enemy will try to return, not through her, but through you, through your weakness, through your habits, through the same door you once opened. Close it permanently. Do not visit it. Do not entertain it. Do not feed it with your attention. Do you hear me, child? I am fighting for her, but I am also fighting for you. I am calling you to be her covering now, just as she once covered you. She protected you when you were helpless. Now I am asking you to protect her through your faith. Every time you choose righteousness, you strengthen her. Every time you choose peace, you lengthen her days. Your obedience will become her medicine. You may not see her healing in a moment, but you will feel it. The signs will come quietly. She will wake one morning with renewed strength. She will feel hunger again, laughter again, warmth again. She will not know that in that same hour, you wept before me. But I will know. And I will bind the two moments together, your repentance and her restoration, forever. Do not doubt what I am saying. Doubt is poison to miracles. Believe, even if your eyes see no change yet. Speak life. Say, my mother will live, because my God has spoken. Say it often. Say it with faith. Every word you speak in faith becomes light that surrounds her. You once brought darkness with your mistake, now bring light with your faith. That is how redemption works. I turn the same mouth that opened the door to destruction into the very mouth that commands healing. I use what the enemy meant for death and transform it into life. Right now, as you listen, your mother's spirit stirs. She doesn't know why, but her heart feels lighter. The pain that wrapped around her is loosening. The heaviness on her chest eases. That is me. I am breathing into her again. I am rewriting her destiny line by line, because you humbled yourself. But you must continue to walk with me, because this story is still being written. I want to do more than save her life. I want to restore your family's spiritual foundation. I want to bring peace back into your home, where fear once lived. I want to rebuild trust where silence grew. There are words you need to speak to her, and I will give them to you. You must tell her that you love her. You must tell her that you are sorry. Not just in prayer, but in truth. When you speak those words to her, her spirit will release the last weight it carries. Forgiveness between you will seal what I have begun. Do not wait for the right time. The right time is now. Time is sacred when death has been delayed by mercy. Go to her, hold her hand, and say, Mother, I am sorry. I didn't see how my actions hurt you. But God has opened my eyes. When you say that, I will breathe peace over both of you. The very air will shift. You will see her eyes soften. You will see her shoulders relax. And though she may not have the strength to speak, her spirit will answer. That is the power of truth. That is the language of heaven. Child, do not let guilt consume you. Let repentance transform you. I am not keeping record of your wrongs, I am writing a new chapter. The reason I warned you was not to condemn you, but to save both of you. My love is not fragile, it is fierce. It fights for every soul willing to turn back. So walk with me from this moment forward. Guard your thoughts. Protect your peace. Keep your heart clean. Every day, begin with prayer. Speak blessing over your mother, even if she cannot hear you. Every blessing becomes a shield in the spiritual realm. Say this when you rise: Lord, thank you for giving my mother another day. Let your mercy surround her like sunlight. Let your strength rise in her bones. Let your breath fill her lungs. And let me never forget that you spared her because of your love. When you live with that gratitude, miracles multiply. You will notice that the very atmosphere of your home will begin to change. Where once you felt tension, you will feel peace. Where there was distance, there will be closeness. Because my presence dwells where thankfulness lives. Do not underestimate the quiet changes. They are the roots of miracles. The enemy wants you to expect fireworks, but I work through whispers. The small signs you see, her breathing easier, her smile returning, her laughter echoing faintly, those are the marks of my hand. Cherish them. Thank me for each one. Gratitude is the key that keeps the door of healing open. I know you carry fear, that the thought of losing her still haunts you. But listen to me, she will not die if you remain in obedience. I am preserving her life as a testimony of my mercy. I want the world to see what happens when a child returns to their Creator. I want others to hear this story and believe that repentance still heals, that faith still saves, that love still redeems. Do not turn back. The pull of the past will whisper, but ignore it. The same forces that tried to destroy her will try to call you again, through temptation, through anger, through doubt. But remember her face every time you feel weak. Remember that her breath depends on your strength. And let that love keep you anchored in righteousness. I am with you in every step. When you feel alone, call my name. When you are tempted, speak my word. When you grow weary, remember the night I spoke to you, this moment, when I warned you and offered mercy. Child, this is not only about your mother. This is about legacy. I am breaking a generational chain that has passed silently through your family. You may not know it, but your ancestors carried similar burdens: guilt, fear, sickness, loss. It lingered because no one stopped to face it. But you have. You are the one who turned around. You are the one who said, enough. And through your obedience, the chain shatters. Her healing will mark the beginning of a new line of blessing. What was cursed will become fruitful. What was dying will live again. Your children, your future, your family, all will taste the fruit of this repentance. You thought you were only saving her, but you are saving generations. Do not forget this moment. Keep it sacred. Build an altar in your heart, a memory of mercy, and never let pride erase it. Pride will always try to return when pain fades. But humility is the soil where miracles continue to grow. And now, my child, as you prepare to rest, I will speak one last thing for tonight: she will not die. I have extended her life because you listened. But her healing will grow as your obedience grows. Care for her. Love her deeply. Let her see in you the peace she prayed for all her life. This is your calling now, to live as the answer to her prayers. When she looks at you, she should see redemption, not regret. When she hears your voice, she should feel peace, not pain. And when she finally rests, it will not be in death, but in joy, knowing her child walks with God. Hold on to these words. Tomorrow will bring signs of renewal. I will meet you again soon to tell you what comes next, the deeper transformation that will happen not only in her, but in you. Child, listen closely now, for what I am about to reveal is not seen with human eyes. It is the battle that unfolds beyond the flesh, a battle of spirit, of light against darkness, of faith against fear. It is the unseen realm that has been stirring since the day your heart began to return to me. When you prayed, when you bowed in repentance, a light broke forth from you like a dawn after a long night. That light did not only reach your mother, it stretched through your home, through generations, through every place where sorrow once took root. The moment you turned back to me, the enemy trembled. For years, he had found a resting place in your house, feeding on doubt, anger, and silence. But when your tears touched the ground, his grip began to loosen. Now, a war rages, not with swords, but with choices. Every decision you make in the days ahead will strengthen either the light or the shadow. Every word you speak will feed either peace or destruction. The battle is not far away, it lives within you. The enemy whispers, "It's over. Nothing has changed." But I tell you, everything has changed. My spirit has entered your home like a rushing wind. The walls that once echoed with fear will now echo with my peace, if you keep your heart open. Do not be deceived by what you see with your eyes, because the unseen things are greater. Your mother's peace is being restored. I am rebuilding her strength, but I am also healing what was broken in your family, the distance, the misunderstanding, the unspoken pain that separated hearts. These were the enemy's tools. He sowed division quietly, turning love into frustration, hope into silence. But I am uprooting those weeds now. Do you feel the restlessness in your spirit, the sudden urge to pray even when nothing seems wrong? That is me stirring you. I am teaching you to fight not with anger, but with intercession. Every time you pray, you are not just speaking words, you are releasing light into the battle. The same light that pushes back the darkness trying to creep back in. There are moments ahead when you will feel the shadow again, not because I have left, but because the enemy is desperate. He will try to convince you that repentance was not enough, that you are still bound by guilt. But remember this, guilt chains you to the past, while grace calls you into freedom. You cannot walk in both. When fear rises, speak my name. When anxiety whispers, open your mouth and declare, God has already won this battle. Your voice carries authority when it agrees with my truth. That is why the enemy tries to silence you, because he fears your faith. And know this, your mother's spirit is learning to rest again. The heaviness that once sat on her chest is lifting because peace has entered the room. She feels something changing, though she cannot explain it. What she feels is the light of reconciliation, the quiet joy that comes when a heart knows that love has returned home. Every time you show her gentleness, every time you speak with kindness instead of frustration, you strengthen the healing I am working within her. Do not underestimate small acts. When you hold her hand, I flow through that touch. When you smile, I breathe through that gesture. When you forgive, you break unseen chains. Child, I want you to see this clearly, the greatest healing is not of the body, but of the heart. And that is what I am giving both of you. I am turning years of misunderstanding into moments of grace. I am erasing the invisible wall that stood between your love and her peace. You thought you needed to save her body, but what I truly wanted was to restore your bond. Because where love flows, life follows. This battle is not about death. It is about awakening. The enemy sought to make you numb, to fill your heart with regret until you could no longer feel love. But I have broken that numbness. I have awakened your spirit to the reality of my love, a love that sees your weakness and still chooses you. There is power rising in you now. The same spirit that raised light from darkness now lives in you. Do not hide it. Let it shine through your words, your actions, your care. Let it become the way you honor your mother, the way you walk forward in redemption. You are becoming what I always intended you to be, a bridge between generations, a restorer of broken walls, a carrier of peace. Your obedience is rewriting your family's story. There will come a day when others will ask you, how did things change? What saved your family? And you will say, it was when I listened to God. Do not fear the silence that follows miracles. Sometimes when I finish a work, it grows quietly, like roots beneath the soil. You may not see fruit right away, but trust that the seed is alive. Keep watering it with prayer. Keep protecting it with faith. Keep watching over it with gratitude. Your mother will notice changes in you first. She will see the calm in your eyes, the patience in your tone, the gentleness in your touch. That peace will speak louder than any sermon. She will feel my love through you. That is how I heal families. Through hearts transformed by obedience. And I tell you now, child, the same grace that rescued her peace will overflow to others. There are people connected to your life who will feel this ripple, relatives who have drifted, friends who have lost faith, souls who are quietly breaking. They will see what I did in your home and find hope again. That is how my glory multiplies, one redeemed soul at a time. Stay close to me. Talk to me even in the small hours when the world sleeps. That is when heaven listens most attentively. I am shaping your heart to carry more love than you thought possible. You will learn that love itself is warfare, every act of love drives darkness away. You once brought pain through your mistake. Now you will bring peace through your transformation. You will not only protect your mother, you will protect many through the testimony that flows from this season. People will hear your story and believe that restoration is still possible. They will remember that love, when joined with repentance, can defeat anything. Do not be afraid of the future. The days ahead are not cursed, they are redeemed. The shadow that threatened your house has been broken. Walk in that freedom, but stay humble. Keep your heart soft, your words kind, your prayers alive. This is how you maintain what I have given you. And when fear comes, remember what I tell you now, light always wins. Even when darkness shouts, light speaks quietly, and wins. You are that light now, child. Not because you are perfect, but because you allowed my mercy to shine through your cracks. Look at your mother not as a symbol of pain, but as a sign of grace. Every breath she takes is a reminder that mercy triumphed. Every smile she gives is proof that love never fails. Honor her by living wisely, by choosing peace, by letting go of what once pulled you down. You cannot change the past, but you can let me use it. What once brought tears will one day bring strength. What once felt like a curse will become the root of compassion. You will help others avoid the same mistake because you will speak from truth. That is redemption, when your pain becomes someone else's freedom. Rest now, my child. The battle is still being fought, but you are no longer fighting alone. I have stationed angels around your home, around her bed, around your heart. They guard what repentance began. They whisper peace when you feel weary. They remind you that every sunrise is a promise, not of what was lost, but of what I am restoring. Hold fast to me. The war between light and shadow is not won by strength, but by surrender. You have surrendered, and that is why you will win. Be still now, my child. The storm has passed. The winds that once rattled the walls of your heart have quieted beneath my hand. You do not need to fight anymore, you only need to rest in me. Look around you. Do you feel how the air has changed? It is softer now, filled with warmth that was not here before. That is the peace you prayed for, not only for her, but for yourself. It has come to stay. Your tears were never wasted, they watered the ground where hope now grows. Every cry that escaped you was gathered by my angels and carried before my throne. I have heard each one, and I have answered, not always in the way you expected, but always in the way that heals. Your mother's soul is quiet now. The fear that once clung to her dreams has lifted. In its place there is calm, a peace that seeps through her thoughts like sunlight through curtains. She is learning again to trust the rhythm of her breath, to find comfort in knowing that love surrounds her. That love is me, and it is also you. Child, the greatest miracle I could give was not a single act, but a restored connection. The bond between a parent and a child is sacred, it carries the echo of my own love for you. When that bond is mended, heaven rejoices. So tonight, heaven sings quietly over your home. You cannot hear it with your ears, but your heart feels it, that hush of grace, that tender stillness that says, all is well. Do not dwell on what went wrong. What mattered is that you turned back. Forgiveness has done its work. It has washed the bitterness, the regret, the hidden shame, and left behind only tenderness. You will notice in days to come that the heaviness you once carried will no longer return. It is gone, carried away by the same mercy that found you. I want you to rest. Lay down the armor you wore for so long, the guilt, the worry, the endless questions of what if. You do not need them anymore. I am your protection now. My peace is the blanket around your soul. My presence is the light in your home. Spend time with her. Do not let the days slip away unnoticed. Sit together in the quiet mornings, share small laughter, listen to the stories she loves to tell. These moments are holy. They are gifts from me, proof that restoration is real. And when you pray, you do not need to beg. Just whisper, "Thank you." Gratitude keeps the doorway of blessing open wider than any plea. When you thank me, you remind your soul that I am faithful, that I have already done more than you can see. There will still be ordinary days, days when nothing feels extraordinary. But even in those hours, know that I am near. Healing often hides in the routine, in the sound of her voice, in the peace that lingers after a shared meal, in the quiet comfort that fills a once troubled heart. Do not look for signs in the sky, look for me in the gentleness of everyday life. I will keep you both beneath my covering. No weapon of fear will prosper, no whisper of darkness will linger. Where love abides, darkness cannot rest. Keep that love alive through patience, kindness, and forgiveness. These are the languages of heaven spoken through human hearts. You once feared losing her, now learn to cherish having her. Love is not measured in years but in the presence you bring to each moment. Be present. When she smiles, let your heart answer with gratitude. When she rests, whisper a blessing. When she prays, join her, for your voices together sound like music in my courts. And know this, my child, I did not rescue one life, I revived two. I renewed hers with peace, and I renewed yours with purpose. You will never again see prayer as empty words, because you have seen what faith can do. Carry that memory wherever you go. Let it soften how you treat others, how you speak, how you forgive. The same mercy that touched your home is meant to flow outward. When doubt tries to return, remember this night. Remember how the weight lifted when you said my name. Remember how hope felt, light, fragile, yet unbreakable. Hold it close, and it will guide you through every season that follows. I am proud of you. Yes, even with your flaws, even with your past, I delight in you because you chose truth over pride. You chose love over fear. That choice echoes louder in heaven than any failure ever could. Now, go in peace. Let my presence be the rhythm of your breathing, the calm of your thoughts, the gentleness in your voice. When you look at her, see me, the author of new beginnings. When she looks at you, let her see what faith can create. And when you lie down to sleep, know that both of you rest beneath my watchful eyes. You are safe. You are forgiven. You are home again.